Hey guys, I'm back. I trash talked this tool a little bit, and I decided maybe for the sake of saving a little bit of time, I would go ahead and break it out. You'll notice here that's polished to a nice shine. My preference is to use the hand tools when I'm crafting something by hand, but this might make that a little bit faster. And I thought maybe it would be good for showing you guys just a few moments worth of effort that can be saved. Well, it doesn't want to suck up water yet. It's being very hydrophobic. Don't be phobic. Yeah, you can get a little bit of water. I'm gonna wet down just the edges. Just the edges. Get them nice and damp. I really want to try to avoid hitting the surface or the backside too much. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank this sucker up. It's a little thin on this side, so I'm going to go to this side here. I don't want it to roll my edges, and I don't want this to gouge into the surfacing. So I'm going to use the wider channel, and we'll see how this works. Wow, that's actually pretty incredibly quick. Holy cow. I'm gonna give a little bit more water. Oh, I dabbed too hard. Yeah, let's what's my juice at? I think we're at all the way. Sorry for the noise. Dude, that is glassy. That's incredible. That's fast. I would recommend. Out with the in, old with the new. You know what I'm saying? Out with the old, in with the new. No, actually, I think this is still a very incredible tool here. But for the quick stuff, dude, holy cow, that's crazy. And for comparison, we'll show you some edges here. You'll notice this is incredibly smooth. And this is not. I'm gonna show you the inside edge of the tomahawk shape real quick. Now, one thing I know is I'm going to have issues on these inside corners here. I always have issues on the inside corners no matter what tool I'm using. I imagine if I were to just get a piece of dowel and then cut a groove into it, I could do the same thing that this is doing, just on a tiny scale, and get into those really small cracks. Like if I were to stick this just straight into the end of the drill, you know, it could do a pretty good job as a burnisher there. We'll see what happens with that. I probably will try that off camera. I don't know. Maybe it's good to try things on camera for you guys. All right, again, inside edge of the tomahawk. I mean, dude, I don't think it gets any faster than that. That's incredible. Yeah, that's a game changer. This is something that would take me 3 hours. This strap here would probably take me about an hour on the couch. These two here, probably an hour. This one here, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours. This can save a ton of time. This is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably recommend Ear Pro. This is also very loud. Yeah, dude. Holy cow. Incredible. Incredible. See if I can... Yeah, there we go. A little bit further in there. It's not like I don't have to do this side anyway. Let's try that real quick. Try this inside edge. That's a pretty tough spot to get to. I'm going to see if I can do it without rubbing this edge of the strap on any portions of the wood. I probably could protect it with a cloth. Give me 1 second. I'll show you a little bit with the hand tool real quick as well, because this isn't going to get as deep as I would like for it to. I always start by rounding all the edges as best I can, and I mean, you can see it happen. And then I'm going to just tuck this sucker in there. I'm just going to spin it a handful of times. Smooth it back into the remaining end grain. Yeah, and again, this isn't gonna be nearly as shiny as the other stuff, simply because of how tight into the edge it is. Yeah, so it's a little better, but again, this is something you really got to take your time with, and most of the time it's just in the way that the fiber's laid down. You want them to lay flat so they're not sucking up moisture and humidity and stuff. And again, I'll probably get that dowel and I'll get some sandpaper. I'll put it in the end of this, and I'm gonna just tiny little groove, roughly that depth, so that I can do the same thing as this, but on the inside. I'm gonna finish this piece up for you real quick. I'm gonna quit talking and just do this. And this is what I meant by not wanting to roll it over on the face of that wheel. It just gouged a tiny, I mean, it didn't gouge it. It polished it. It looks like a gouge. Yeah, you want to keep the leather as straight into the groove as possible, because when it rolls over, it touches these raised lips and causes some blemishes, whatever. I said I was going to shut up. I'm going to talk between loud segments, though. Don't you worry your pretty little heads about that. I'm still trying to work on being cognizant that the piece I'm working on is directly under the camera as well, so forgive me for that as well. Yeah, that's too big for that section, which is fine. Another thing you can use for this is if you've got like beeswax or something, you can use like I've got like clay sculpting tools. They're made of metal, they're flat. I'll bring one over real quick. Something like this here, this one's been used to dig up all sorts of crud, but something like this here that's also smooth, you can get in and really work those deeper sections. You just got to put pressure, and again, if you're done with it, you can use beeswax on that if you're not happy with the shine, and then also the inside bits. You know, it's tips and tricks. That's the wrong piece. Yeah, makes it look better. Anyway, yeah, that's how you use these things. This will lose that dark color, maybe not the edges, but after the leather dries up, this will look a little bit more like this again around the edges. You'll notice as the water dries, the edge goes back to its regular color. I'm also trying different video sizing, like frame rate and definition. My first couple of videos, I think, were all 4K 60 frames. That may be why my phone was not happy trying to transfer the videos or save the videos or modify or cut or edit. So I'm working with screen definition as well over the next couple of videos, and I'll figure out what works the best, or if I need to change for certain types of videos for more definition, I'll try to do that. And then longer content, I may go a little bit lower quality, lower frame rate, because, I mean, realistically, you don't need to see every single frame of me spinning a wheel on a drill. So, noise again. Cool. I guess I can show you that. I hope you get some of that shine in the camera. That's pretty. Okay. Let's get started on the big bits. I'm gonna run it straight up both of the front segments real quick. Brother. All right, so you see the shiny, you see the not so shiny. Shiny and smooth, just wet, not shiny or smooth. Let me readjust my leather blocking here. Yeah, see, I got it right there. That's unfortunate. It'll be okay because I still have to dye the whole thing. And when you dye it, it'll really alter a lot of that color as well. So I've got some spots. I'm not quite brave enough to run all the way up against it. I can pop this open and work the edges real quick. And I'm gonna wash these lines out and I'll dye the inside. I'm not gonna wash those lines out, I don't care. But yeah, I'm going to keep working these edges until they look as good as possible. I'll do these ones by hand because those are all way too small for me to even, you know, I can't even get that in there. So I'll have to burnish with this or with the metal tool I showed you a moment ago. I'll get all up around the edges and I'll get back with you. Thank you, and I look forward to showing you some more.